What's up? So I figured I'd take a little time today to talk about creature number one for Weird Hi-Fi. The concept is called Arbiter. It is a three-way concept. I'll talk a little bit about the driver choices and how they'll be implemented into the design. And then a change. So the original design that you see here, this is something I've been modeling and playing with for probably about a month and a half now, leading up to the first build. And it's gone through some different driver iterations and modeling, and I was pretty dead set on this being the configuration, and I'll explain a little bit. It's going to be roughly two cabinets. It's going to be a lower mid-bass cabinet and then an upper mid-range and tweeter cabinet. The mid-bass cabinets down here, my choice of drivers is the ScanSpeak 18W 4545s, two of them. Amazing drivers. I mean, these things are, bulletproof, excellent frequency range. I mean, these are tried and true monsters. And how I'm going to configure them is passive radiators. So I have two Dayton Reference Series aluminum cone 10-inch passive radiators. They'll be mounted in opposing sides on opposing baffles. And I've been able to model these configuration here, a little over a cubic foot, and gives me an F3 around 38 hertz, which, in-room response should dig deep and has plenty of headroom. And I'm not even reaching maximum excursion for these and nowhere near these. And so I think I'm gonna have, great low end and upper mid bass response from this configuration here. Moving over to top end. So the original design that I had modeled and rendered is one of my favorite drivers of all time, and and self-admittedly, I've had this particular driver. John made this for me back in 1/11/2018. So I've had this damn thing for 8 years. And so I'm sorry, John, finally using it though, buddy. It is a Acoustic Elegance TD6M-8A. It has the Apollo upgrade. And it's just arguably one of the finest drivers, in my opinion, money can buy. Then I was going to use one of the holy grails in ribbon tweeters, and that is the Rawl, it is hard to hold, the 140-15D, and this thing is a monster. And from a tone and articulation, response, arguably it's one of the finest top-end drivers ever made, period. The problem that this particular driver has, though, is because of the length versus width, it starts to beam and it has a very narrow dispersion pattern just due to the geometry of the driver. And that had me thinking about making a change. And so what I'm going to do, let me walk over here real quick. Let me go grab the box. And this might be highly controversial, I'm okay with that, is this guy here is going to go for a future build, and I'm going to probably I'm going to integrate this in a waveguide, and it will couple with the Monster Volt 3-inch dome mid-range, and then an Acoustic Elegance LO12 in an open baffle configuration. So that's going to be a future build. So let's just go ahead and put that guy aside, and some people are probably going to roll their eyes and say, man, what are you doing, dummy? But that's okay. I'm going to make and then also too, this here makes for a really weird shape for how I want to design the top end enclosure, because it would have to sit like this. based on having to have this in the sweet spot around 34 to 36 inches center, it would have to sit like this. And I don't necessarily mind this topology, having the mid-range above the tweeter, as long as I can match and all the phase relations down here, which I should be able to do no problem actively. But it's going to make a very awkward just due to the length. If this was the smaller raw, I would probably be more keen on sticking with this guy. But since it's the larger one, this guy's going away. So what am I going to use? That's a great question. I'm going to use a dark horse. I still wanted to stay with a AMT or ribbon style tweeter because I think it matches very well with the higher efficiency, low inductance driver of the Acoustic Elegance. But I wanted to do something different. So here's the difference. The Fox X, the T360 FD. If you guys know anything about Japanese HiFi, man, it's almost a religion for them. And their drivers and their all their hi-fi equipment has a sweetness and a tone to it that is, man, you just have to experience it. It's super emotional and it's super beautiful. And this guy here has a frequency response down to 2K, which is plenty. And so this, I'm gonna move some things around. This guy here is now going to be what is called Arbiter. It's going to be let me move this guy out of the way too. It's going to be the Acoustic Elegance TD6M 8A. It's going to be the Fostex, the T360 FD. Should be a fantastic combination. And then the dual ScanSpeak 18W 4545 mid basses with the matching passive radiators. I'll start laying out. I'm going to start with the mid bass enclosure first. And that will set the tone for the top enclosure. And I'll start drawing and start mocking up that enclosure starting tomorrow. Love your thoughts, but looking forward to getting this thing kicked off because, this has been a long time coming and, man, these drives are amazing. So looking forward to this. Hope you like.